chat. Hey guys. Whoop, guides. Hey guys, we're live. Live on YouTube. Hey, it's Surface Geeks. I'm Dave. I got Rick and John. And I think I'm just going to mute that camera. Okay. Now, this is going to be weird because I see you guys over here. So when I'm talking here, I'm not talking to you. See? Is that going to be weird? That's going to be weird. You guys hear me, John?
Yeah, what's do we know where that noise is coming from, Dave?
I have no clue.
Are you hearing that though?
Yes.
I've been muted until a second ago, so I don't think it was me, but it's like an ambient noise.
Let me mute real quick. I still heard it when I muted. Rick, why don't you mute for us? Using your Google Plus dashboard there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where. Oh, there it is. I see it.
It's Rick.
Okay.
Okay, Rick, turn the gain down on that bad boy.
Okay.
On your big snowball there. I assume you have
what
the
about
one
now?
with the big...
Is it still doing it?
No, that was it. Yep.
Okay.
What we'll do is I'll start and I'll record a big bunch of white space, and then I can...
I know what you... Yeah.
That sounds good. And then if anything shows up in that white space, I can sample it and then cankle it. Sample and cankle. Hey guys, I see Vinyl Freak out there. Six Slayer, good to see you guys. Lopta. Who else is out there? Mike Howard's out there. Jose Ortiz is out there. Led Zepp. A couple guys out there I know. So we're going to try to get this actually pulled off here. Google was doing its best to make sure I didn't get this broadcast off. Yeah. So let me get my bearings, gentlemen. Let me find my show notes, which are in the illustrious OneNote. Guys, I haven't opened Google Drive in I don't know how long.
Same here, Dave.
And it feels good.
I'm all Dropbox and OneNote.
Well, I can proudly say I can't remember the last time I opened Dropbox. I'm OneDrive, OneNote, and I can't get out of my Evernote. I've tried.
Wow.
I still use Evernote, but I do use OneDrive a lot.
I'm like an eccentric NRA member. You have to pry that thing from my cold dead fingers at this point in my life.
I was into I was into Evernote for a bit, but then I moved away, and now I can't go back. The UI and the apps, and what I was going to say about OneDrive, I do not like the Android photo app part of it. I just don't like the way it looks on my phone.
Really? I rarely use it on Android. If I need to find an old photo of my kids or something, I'll look it up. But otherwise, I use it for that instant transfer it to OneDrive, full resolution. Thank you very much. I will take a picture, fellas, with my phone, and then I'll go to Tweetium on the desktop, and I'll tweet it.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
because it's already showed up. Right?
Yeah, where I'm doing 60% of my work or more from my phone. And
more.
I like the separation that I get because I have Dropbox for at work and my personal Dropbox, so they're two separate Dropboxes, but I can view them from one app, and I just like it. There's something about it that I like that separation. So on my work PC, I only sync my work stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my company has no visibility into my personal Dropbox. Now, my parent company does because my Dropboxes are synced. I'm sure they can find a way to get into mine, but I don't know. It's just nice having them separated.
Yeah, and see, I use OneDrive a lot because I have my work files, and I'll go back and forth between a Macintosh and a Windows machine, so it's nice to have them both being able to access those same files.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use Cloud HQ, and it syncs my Evernote notes to OneDrive.
It's interesting.
PDFs. So all my OneNote Evernote notes are in PDF form on OneDrive.
Interesting.
So if Evernote should ever like explode and burn into flames, I've got all those notes in PDF form.
Yeah, Evernote's one of the few that had me change my password once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got something like 800 notes in Evernote, so that's lock-in right there.
That's lock-in right there. Can you make the chat window larger? No, but you can make your... Sorry.
You can get a larger monitor.
If you just maximize the browser window as much as possible, it should go side by side. That's about all I can say.
That's what I got going on. Yeah.
What do you call those themes where it moves if you move the window? That.
Oh, make the chat text larger. That's funny. They let you do everything but change the font size. That's interesting.
Maybe you could just bold it all, Vinyl Freak.
Yeah, and Vinyl, you've been with us forever now. Why is that just a problem now? Did we get a new computer? Or?
Vinyl Freak's getting old, guys.
Control, yeah. Are you in Chrome there, sir? It sounds like.
I don't think Vinyl Freak can run Chrome.
No, I don't think so either.
I know him. If I know him correctly.
I don't think that's really Vinyl Freak tonight. I think someone hacked that account.
Okay. I wonder if we can hear Ubi. Okay, Ubi.
Oh, Dave.
What's the weather like tonight?
Portsville, Indiana. It is currently overcast. 30 Fahrenheit.
Could you hear her okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really, no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I could make it out, but, you know.
Okay, Ubi. Turn the volume up.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, Ubi. Okay, Ubi. Increase the volume. Maybe not.
Now, Dave, you have two of us on the show tonight. I think Ubi can sit along the sidelines.
Well, I have a question about Ubi.
Okay.
You know, because I've watched the last two podcasts and you know, playing with Ubi, and you know, I always try to think of use case for this kind of stuff. What's the advantage of Ubi over Cortana or Siri or Google Now?
Well, Ubi can add Evernote notes. How about that?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
What is that? What do you mean it can add Evernote notes?
Well, let's say you have a grocery shopping list. My good friend, Mr. Kevin Schoonover, has a way to do this on homeautomationforums.com. He'll be walking around his kitchen and say, "Okay, Ubi, add
Oh, I get it.
potatoes to my grocery list." Bam. Done.
Huh.
Now, just a plug for Google Now, that once you say take a note on your phone the first time you do that or subsequent times, you can set the default note app. So you can say take a note, and it could be Google Keep, OneDrive, Simple Note in my case, Evernote, whatever you want it to be.
Okay, Ubi. Max volume. Let's try that.
Amuse Max wants us all to embrace the future. He's been thinking creatively for a long time about the philosophical implications of what Raymond calls the law of accelerating returns.
Wow, Ubi's been drinking. Okay, Ubi.
It's Max.
Volume to max.
As Bertrand Russell said, it must have taken ages for people to realize that embrace of pheasants and a couple of days are both instances of the number 2.
Okay, Ubi, you're just killing me. Okay, Ubi. Can you talk louder?
Volume increased.
That was it. Thank you, Ubi.
All right, Dave.
All right, you guys ready?
Cut you off.
Test, test, test. There we go. This is a Surface Geeks podcast, episode number 84, recorded on February the 11th, 2015. Welcome back to the Surface Geeks podcast. I'm your host, David McCabe, joined by Mr. John Muskowski and Mr. Rick Mansfield. How are we doing tonight, fellas?
Doing great.
Wonderful, Dave. Thanks for
It's
having me.
good to see you guys. Hey, you guys cut me off. I was playing with Ubi. Okay, Ubi. Introduction.
Welcome to the Surface Geeks podcast with your host Dave and his guests Rick and John.
How about that?
Wow, impressive, I think.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, this is the Surface Geeks podcast. We're playing with Ubi at the Ubi. It's that talk to it thing, kind of. I'm sure you've paid attention in the last couple of weeks. We've been playing with Ubi. But tonight we're going to go over a lot of tablets, a lot of small tablets. I've got tablets all over my desk. It's crazy. But Surface Geeks is a member of the Geeks Network. Head over to thegeeksnetwork.com. Check out the lovely podcasts out there. John is the Agnostic Tech Podcast Master. You can find that podcast out there at the Geeks Network. Also, I am very, very proud to say we're sponsored by Clean Stylus. Clean Stylus for your Surface Pro 3. Never lose track of your Surface Pro 3 pin. Head out to surfacegeeks.net/cleanstylus and check out a little bit more. I'll talk about that more a little later, but maybe we'll ask Ubi. Okay, Ubi, who is the sponsor?
This episode is sponsored by Clean Stylus for Surface Pro 3. Never lose track of your Surface Pro 3 pen. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Ubi. Thank you very much. So, thank you. Okay. No more Ubi. No more Ubi. I promise. Everybody out there's like, get over the freaking Ubi, Dave. I love playing with this thing. All right. A lot of Windows Phone news in the interwebs this week, guys. I know both of you do not run Windows Phone right now, but you have.
I have.
You're all qualified. Rick, I've seen it. You actually brought it to the meetup with your big brand new phone that you brought too, but we won't hold that against you.
And I was supposed to get my 635 today, but it was delayed. I don't know if it's because due to weather or what, but it should be here tomorrow.
I do have a 635 here.
Now I really feel left out. I'm going to be the only one on the podcast.
Isn't
the 635 on order?
Mine's the 635, right? Is that maybe it's a 630 because it's a T-Mobile.
Oh, no, I'd say it's a 635.
Okay.
I don't have a SIM in it, but I've got it just to play with Windows Phone.
I don't either, because I got the T-Mobile version, but I love this. I love this phone. I was telling John earlier, this phone is so much better than the 520 variant. I like it much more, because I had the 520 and gave that away, but I really like this phone. I play with it all the time.
It's interesting that apparently the processor really makes a difference there, being a quad-core Snapdragon 400, which means it should be getting some sort of updates in the future. I'm sure we'll talk more about that in a second. But I'm really excited to get my hands on it. I took part of that offer over the weekend, where if you buy Xbox Music subscription for a year, $99, you got a free 635 from the Microsoft Store.
Well, you can't beat that, because I paid for this when it first came out, and it was $99.
Yep.
So, and you can't beat that. Well, hey, that brings us right into our first article. Eligible devices for Windows 10. I mean, the whole internet at large, the Windows Phone group, the Microsoft group, has just been chomping at the bit for Windows Phone to get the Windows 10 technical preview on the phone. And today, Microsoft kind of hinted that they'll share the list of supported devices very, very soon. So everybody thinks it's going to be the 1020, 1520, the One M8 by HTC, the 635, the 920.
What about the 930?
I don't know.
Surely.
/icon? Yeah, I mean,
I would hope so. The icon has been in the news lately, but
that you guys threw in the 1020. I personally would be surprised, but I'm hoping to see the 635 on that list.
And this is just for the preview, right?
Yes.
Because they're all supposed to be able to update to 10, except for
some fashion.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not all the features, but they should all get something on Windows 10. 635. I think everybody's quite confident that it will get the technical preview. I really hope so. That's why one of the reasons I haven't done anything with this, just kind of stay in the course with it, and hopefully I can play with that technical preview. Supposed to be a new one headed to Verizon, which kind of got me excited when I first heard it, and then I read the article. It's an LG article, and it's supposed to be a mid-range phone.
Windows Phone loves the mid-range, huh?
Loves the mid-range.
830s, 730s.
Yeah, they're teasing a 4.7-inch, really low pixel count, low resolution. Yeah, so
why?
Not really a phone at all.
No.
Not really a phone at all.
It's a shame because I think we know that most people are buying these phones on contract, so you could afford to throw in a couple more premium specs there and still have it be a $99 phone, $49 phone.
They say, Microsoft said that there's supposed to be a flagship coming. So
I think it has to be coming, right?
I think they have to. I mean, they literally should. Just to make me happy.
Yeah.
So I think they should.
We're back on the Windows 10 technical preview. Do we know when yet?
This week, I heard.
It's supposed to be this week. That's
really?
The scuttlebutt. That
2 days left.
term meaning that's the rumor mill.
Maybe that's why my phone's delayed. Maybe they're throwing Windows 10 technical preview.
I'm sure
on
they are. They're like, that's John Wiskowski.
We got to give him
Let's
Windows
just
10.
pull his phone and go ahead and preload this for him.
Do you have the little Windows Insider app loaded? I think that's the way it's supposed to come in.
It'll be the first app I install.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will have to make sure during the podcast that I have that. I don't even know where. I'll find it. I won't find it at your expense, dear listener. But I'll find it. Joe Belfiore tweeted, "Hey all, we are working on Windows 10 for 512 megabyte phones, including the 520.
Oof.
Our ambition is to make Win 10 available for these devices, but features may vary." I'm thinking like Cortana, things.
Yeah, but Cortana's already on the 630.
Well, always persistent kind of Cortana.
Oh,
you know?
sure.
Yeah. Things like that. Who knows? I don't know. I was just throwing that out there.
Right.
I have no
I mean,
clue.
some people might complain. I just want the benefits that Windows 10 for phones, sorry if I'm not calling it the right thing, is going to bring us, right? Improved tiles, improved Action Center, stuff like that. I'm not too worried about Cortana working exactly like it does on the flagships or the camera features, obviously. So I just want some of those smaller improvements, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
But we really haven't seen a full feature list anyway, have we?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. The banks either love you or they hate you. Wells Fargo loves Windows Phone. They added a banking app and said, "Hey, we're there for the long haul." And I don't have it in front of me, but I know it was Chase and was it B of A?
Yeah. Thanks,
that dropped their Windows Phone apps.
Yeah.
Tisk.
Hey, I'm a Wells Fargo guy, so
There you go.
no problems here.
I bank at a little bank, kind of a regional bank for Indiana, kind of Ohio, Chicago area. Yeah, they've already said pretty much no Windows Phone, guys.
Is there an Android app?
They've got a killer Android app.
No.
Killer. I'm sure there's a nice iPhone app too. Yeah, I was depositing checks today. So I still get checks for some different things. I can log in with both accounts. Man, it's just awesome. Business account, personal account, it's awesome.
Taking pictures of checks and depositing them to your account, is that not the world's most amazing thing?
That is crazy.
Like, we're all the age, that we know what it's like to get those checks from like your grandmother for Christmas or your birthday. That $15 check or whatever it would be, and having to, sign it or have your mom deposit it and then give you the money, or you have to go deposit it, and
We've got a system worked out. I take a picture of the check to deposit it. I put a little X on it. It goes into the center of the kitchen table, and then as soon as it clears, it goes to the shredder.
I have an envelope.
Really well.
Yeah, I have an envelope. It says 2015, mobile, something like that. And I put every time I take the picture of it, and I'll shove it in there. Then I'll have to pull that out and verify to make sure that those deposited. But I've never had one that hasn't deposited.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem with it. What they ought to let you do is take a picture of your cash to deposit your cash, and it's got the serial number on it, but then shred it.
Yeah, I promise I'll shred this.
I want the opposite. I want a tube installed in my house so I can get the cash out on demand.
I need an ATM. That's what Amazon's going to start doing, ATM services with drones.
Really?
Yeah. ATM drones.
Nice.
I can see it coming. So maybe we should get that URL, guys, atmdrones.com, and you just put in your information, and we'll just fly a drone to your house. Drop a brick with a $20 bill taped to it, and it's great. It's a great business plan. Windows 10 preview. Oh, tons of Windows 10 phone technical preview screenshots leaked. Now, I don't want to go through them. Yeah, I don't even want to go through one by one. That's for a different podcast, but I thought it was interesting to see some of those screens leaked. Verizon, hey, the sun will shine on a dog's butt every once in a while. Verizon, Icon, you are getting denim. Finally. So you kind of got skipped over. You kind of got beaten, kicked to the curb, but you Icon owners are getting upgraded, except I heard that there's some problems. I don't know if I have this link to even look at it, but I also heard there were some problems of folks going ahead and upgrading their phones to Denim, getting that firmware, and it was having some issues. So
I think that was just the folks who didn't get the over-the-air update. They didn't wait for that. And
that was the guys that were pushing it manually. Okay.
Yeah. But I had the Icon before I got the iPhone 6 Plus, and that was one of those things. Anyone who had the Icon was every day was looking to see if they were going to update it, and Verizon doesn't care.
Nope. So I was going to tell you, they just do not care, and that's why I was surprised when you might have mentioned there were issues. I'm like, well, the one thing there should not be is issues because Verizon's set on that, right? For I don't know how many months.
They have enough time.
It's a real shame that Verizon customers have to deal with that.
And they aren't even selling the Icon anymore, are they?
I have not been in my Verizon store. I mean, that's what the internet has said, that they're not selling those anymore.
So it's surprising that they're updating it anyway.
What I did is I went to eBay to see. So let me do Nokia Lumio Icon. And just put Verizon on there. And then click the cell phone link so you get the cases filtered out. I wanted to see what they were going for, and it's about $200. Some of them even higher. And I think maybe this news may push some of the pricing higher.
Yeah.
I also checked my local Craigslist, and I couldn't find anything. But I thought maybe this might be kind of fun to grab an Icon if it was cheap enough.
Yeah.
And so if anybody out there wants to sell me your Icon, for a nice deal, hit me up.
I think $200 is a pretty good deal, even $250.
It's really good. I sold mine for $350 back in August.
Yeah.
With a couple of cases.
Yeah, I remember that eBay that you did there, Rick. So I'll put a link in the show notes. Time to brush up on your recovery skills. And recovery skills for Windows Phone, I'll put a link straight from Microsoft in there on how to do a soft reset, how to do like an emergency reset, and clean up your phone, clear your phone, and do all that kind of good fun stuff to get ready for Windows 10 phone technical preview. I don't know what they're going to call it. I have no clue. Okay. I am very proud, guys, to tell you about a sponsor. We are sponsored by Clean Stylus today. Now, Clean Stylus, it's a Surface Pen holder for your Surface Pro 3. Now, I'm going to do a mini review on this for you. Now, guys, if you're listening to this on audio, I want you to go surfacegeeks.net/clean-stylus. Takes you straight to the Clean Stylus page. But check out my Surface Pro 3 here. I thought, I'm going to go ahead and pull the keyboard off. This is my i3. This is like my daily driver. Check out the Clean Stylus. Oh, you get a little
oh, I like that
reflection there. Clean Stylus. Here is the beauty of this little device. Look at that.
So what I'm already sensing is that's you could use that more than one way, right, Dave?
Yes, you can put this over here too, and we're talking about a little plastic device that clicks onto your Surface Pro 3 screen. It allows you access to all your ports, no matter what side you put it on, and it will securely hold your Surface Pro 3 pin, and so I can click that on, and it comes with a little 3M sticky thing, one of those ever stickies where you don't have to it's not going to like mar up your surface. It's a Scotch. I thought I said 3M, but it's Scotch. And these guys sent me this, and oops, I hit the button on the pen and it started OneNote. They sent me this, and literally, I thought I was going to get this little device. It was going to be like a 3D printed thing. It was going to come in a sandwich bag and be shipped to my house, and it came in this beautiful, gorgeous box. I mean, you could tell that this is a product that was thoughtful, taken care of, and come in this really cool box. Had nice directions. And the thing is it's durable. It's this really nice branded, Cleanent is the company for the. Let me see here. I'm going to try to get it on my Surface Pro 3. So you can put it on this side if you want, and you still have access to your headphone jack, your volume up and down rocker, although it's a little harder to get to. That's why I put it over here on the other side. You can see this here. It just kind of pops on. And if you want to use the little sticky thing, you can use the little sticky thing. And it's one of those if it ever loses its sticky, you wash it with soapy water, something like that, and it gets its sticky back again. They say if you have a screen protector on, that's thick enough to hold it in place, and you just pull off the little sticker. But man, I tell you what, I put it on there. It's not going anywhere. And this thing still fits in my case, in my bag. So this is really cool. Clean Stylus. You can head out to surfacegeeks.net/clean-stylus. These things are $20. You can't not go get one. If you own a Surface Pro 3, I mean, you own it. You owe it to yourself to get one of these. This is the coolest little thing ever. I swear to God, it's the coolest little thing ever. I'm going to do a post on it.
I wonder if that would work with my my Acer R7, because the Surface Pro 3 pen will work with the Acer R7 that I've got. So I wonder
if.
Yeah.
This is a big if it's about the same thickness.
Right.
And angles. I mean, this thing is so professionally done for Surface Pro 3. It's got this little speaker cut out there. And it's got this little tabby right here that your stylus pen will slide over. Let's see, I have to do this right there. And it'll lock it in place right there. And this is on. I'm taking it off so to be easy for me to hold up.
Nice.
And still fits in your bag. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I contacted him. I'm like, we gotta be sponsoring an episode here. This is cool. So surfacegeeks.net/clean-stylus. Go buy one for these guys. They've made a great product, and if you own a Surface Pro 3, you need to buy it. Just so you don't lose your pen, if anything. All right, guys. Kind of lastly, I'm not wearing my band. Where's my band? I left it downstairs somewhere. There's a new app for Windows Phone for the Microsoft Band, and it shows every freaking sensor on that thing. I don't know why you would want to see it, but everybody that has reviewed it says it's cool. And I think it's $1.99. That's why I haven't bought it yet. It costs something. I don't know what it costs. You guys don't have.
Are you still wearing the band pretty regularly?
I do. I wear it all the time. I love that thing. It's the shackle. That's what I call it.
Yeah, the
people
shackle.
are like, "What is that?" It's like, that's my Microsoft shackle.
You can tell people you're under house arrest.
Yeah. Paint it orange. I'm sure Microsoft came out and it was orange at first, and someone was like, "No, I really think that needs to be black, not orange, not orange." Hey, let's get into the tablets, guys. You guys have been really quiet and letting me talk way too much, but tonight we're going to kind of head-to-head the HP Stream 7, which I have the Stream 7 right here in front of me, and John has the HP Stream 8 LTE. And Rick, you have the Toshiba Encore 2 Write. W-R-I-T-E.
Yeah, Encore 2 Write. That's correct.
Encore 2 Write. So I got all of that out, and I didn't screw it up. So let's start with you, Rick, because you wrote an article on the Toshiba Encore 2 Write. And I kind of just want to take that tablet step by step. And why don't you describe just a little bit about it, and then John and I can beat you up with some questions.
Sure. Well, you know, I'd had the Dell Venue 8 Pro, which is a nice tablet, but the pen was always problematic. And in fact, Dell went through 3 revisions on that pen, and it still never felt natural. And you know, one thing I wanted to have a tablet that I could just have like this, and I could write on to take notes or whatever, because the handwriting recognition in Windows is pretty good. I can even do cursive, and it understands what I'm writing most of the time. I just needed a good handheld tablet that would do that. And so I'd been kind of watching for a while, and this Toshiba Encore 2 Write was released during CES, and it's got it's got a couple of things going for it. This is a Wacom pen, and it's a new technology that is being used here. I forget what it's called, but there are batteries in the pen, and so it's you can hold the pen about a ½ inch from the screen, and the screen will automatically start to recognize that. It pulls up the pen menu in Microsoft Word, for instance. And what I said in that post that I wrote for you is that I really think that, for my purposes, a tablet that's this size, a Windows tablet that's this size, has to have a pen, because if you're going to be doing anything with desktop apps, the touch points are too small, but you can hit it with this pen. And the other thing that I liked about it was that it had a 64 gigabyte drive in it, because a lot of these tablets will just have 32, but after Windows is on it, you're only left with about somewhere between 15 and 20 gigabytes left to put anything on. And so it's of course all of them have SD cards that you can put in, and I've got a 64 gigabyte SD card in this one as well. But I've really liked it. It's been the performance on it is very good. Of course, I'm not editing video on it or anything like that, but I've used just basic things from internet browsing to taking notes by hand in Evernote. It does come with its own apps that Toshiba has created. The one is called TrueNote, and it's a very good note-taking app. The reason that I'm really not using it, though, is because I really need the stuff that I'm doing to show up on all my devices, and so you can export from it, but as far as when I have used it, it really is a good app. And of course it's got True Capture for taking pictures of whiteboards and documents, and I think students could really use this tablet as well. for any kind of note-taking or library research or anything like that. But I've been very pleased with it. It's got a little clip on the side here, so you can put your pen on it, and it won't disappear. Hopefully, it's even got a little cord that I finally figured out how to put on here, because they didn't really give you any instructions with that. And maybe I'm not the most mechanically minded person in the world, but I did get it on here finally. And so the downside is you can't get a replacement pin yet, so I'm glad that I haven't lost it. I think probably just because it's so new, and there aren't any cases that are really made for it to where that don't block that pin access. And I bought a third-party case online, and what I did was I just cut the side off with an X-Acto knife. I just cut the side off, and it works great. I usually carry it in the case, and I can prop it up. And works with Bluetooth keyboards. I've got a little Bluetooth keyboard that I sometimes carry in the kind of the side pocket of my cargo pants. And you know, I think I have this dream. I have this dream of one day having one device kind of like this, or maybe a phone or something like that. And you know, you come sit at your desk, you plug it into a monitor, and you have an external keyboard, and that's your one device. Because like I said, I've got 2 or 3 devices that I go back and forth between. And this is a step in that direction. It's not completely there yet because the processor's not quite powerful enough, but it's certainly a step in that direction of being able to do a lot on a very small device. And now that it's winter time, I can just carry this with me and put it inside a coat pocket on the inside. It's very convenient just to have it.
They do make it, Rick. It's called Surface Pro 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah. We all have that dream, right? And it depends how low you want to go, because you mentioned even a phone possibility. Could you have a phablet-sized phone goes into some kind of dock? In fact, Asus makes the Pad phone, right? It's a phone that goes into a tablet, either 10-inch or 9-inch, something like that. And then could you then have some kind of device at home? And yeah, it's getting more and more possible because of things like the tablet you're talking about, some of these larger phones, and of course the Surface Pro 3 when you really need to get more professional. I want you to go on, but talk more about the performance. I have used that chipset in a few devices. I'm pretty happy with it, but I would love to hear some of your thoughts.
Yeah, it's I think I always forget the number. It's the same chip that's in most of these devices right now. The Z3 735F, it's an Intel Atom. It runs video fine. It doesn't stutter. I've watched Netflix on here, and I've even downloaded some video on here and watched it, and it's fine. I don't really have I really have no complaints for what I'm doing with it. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to edit video on it or anything like that. I did put Camtasia on here, but I haven't really played with that yet. But was thinking in terms of doing some screen capture and some light video editing, but I haven't had a chance to do that well. But one thing that I've appreciated about it that I always had trouble on the Dell, and this was inherent to those Dells, was the Dell would drop Wi-Fi, and I have not to my memory, I haven't had that happen yet with this particular tablet, and so that's one advantage that I've had already over the Dell, because that was always very frustrating. The Dell would drop Wi-Fi, and then it wouldn't even see Wi-Fi, and you'd have to completely restart it. And I was on the phone with support, but you read on the forums, other people had that same problem as well. I haven't really discovered any real problems with this device yet. And I've been keeping up on some of the Toshiba forums and other places as well, and so far no real complaints.
Yeah, I had that Dell 8-inch. I had it for quite some time, and I never had that issue. And I say that because I do have weak Wi-Fi issues with the HP Stream 7, where I can get Wi-Fi on a different tablet just fine, and this thing is really sputtering. I go to a different room where the Wi-Fi is a little stronger, and bam, it just takes right off. So
I don't remember having trouble with the Stream 7 when I had it with Wi-Fi. What I did have trouble with was if you plug headphones into it, the sound wasn't very good. It would sputter and make all kinds of noises.
Okay, I will definitely test that out. So, what's the retail of that right?
$349. It's $349 for the 8-inch. There's a 10-inch version that is $399. I got it from the Microsoft store with an educational discount because I teach as an adjunct for Indiana Wesleyan, and so I got the educational discount for, I think I paid like $314 or something like that. So that was which I thought was a really good price for what this is.
Okay.
And of course it works well with Miracast as well. I've projected the screen up on my 60-inch Sony in the living room, and it works great for those purposes as well. It's got a little bit of lag, but they all kind of do. So.
Yeah. How's the weight on it compared to the size?
The weight is nice. It's lighter than the Dell was, and it's not as long as the Dell was either. Right before I sold the Dell and the Stream 7 this week, and but I laid them down side by side and looked at them, and it's a little bit smaller, but it's very light. You know that Stream 7 is it's surprisingly heavy. You know,
it is. It's a brick.
You know, it's definitely solid, but this Encore 2 Ride is, I mean, it's just what you'd want in your hand if you're gonna hold it like this and take notes. That's really nice, and you're not gonna get tired doing that.
So a little immediate follow-up on the weight. The Stream 7 is 0.78 pounds. I think you're feeling it more because it's a smaller device, so it's more dense.
Sure.
The Toshiba is 0.83 pounds, so it's a little bit heavier, but it's spread a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And mine is the heaviest of the bunch, being 0.9 pounds, just for reference. So they're all about the same weight.
Sure.
But I guess we probably feel that it might be spread more evenly on the 8-inch devices.
The lighter color makes it seem lighter for some reason too. So it's the first tablet like this I've had that wasn't black, and I don't know, there's something about that that may be psychological, makes it feel light.
No, I like it as well. And how's the battery life? Because I'm kind of comparing the specs on the Microsoft Store, and you're rated at 3 or more hours of life than we are. We get about 8 or 7, and you're rated at 11.1, and I just have to know the accuracy of that battery life reporting. 11.1 hours.
I haven't tested it, scientifically or anything. I will say that I don't have to charge it during the day. When I was initially setting it up, and putting stuff on it and that kind of thing, I did. But I mean, just for regular use, using it off and on during the day, I'm not having to. I just charge it in. I just plug it in at night and charge it when I go to bed. And I would say I don't know if it'd get 11 hours. That might be asking a lot, but I would think definitely more than 8.
Would you say you could go 2 days without charging it, or are you using it that much that? Okay.
I'm using it enough that I don't think I could go 2 days.
Okay.
I just looked up. I looked up that 0.8 on the Stream 7, but I also have an Toshiba Encore Mini. And it is, this is classified as an 8, I believe, or is this a 7? This is an 8. Maybe it is a 7.
It's a 7.
No, 7-inch display. Sorry, my bad. They've got this thing at 12 ounces, and I don't feel it. I don't feel it. Honestly,
there's something about the materials on the Dell, and I don't know if it's because I don't know if the back cover is removable on the Toshiba like it is on the Stream 7 or Stream 8.
That's not.
Yeah, but on the HP it is removable, so I don't know if that plays into it. That there's a little bit of like an air gap in there that might not be in the Toshiba, but I admit, because even on my 8 it feels dense.
One other nice feature on here I mentioned earlier about taking pictures of whiteboards and documents and so forth. This is an 8-megapixel camera on the back.
I saw that in your review. Very impressive.
Which is very surprising. Another feature that I forget about, but I really want to test out, is it's got GPS in it.
Yep.
And GPS doesn't require cellular service, so I've got a mount in my truck where I normally have my phone, and I'll usually run something like Waze or something like that. But I thought about mounting this and running Here Maps or something to see how that would perform. One other thing about battery, I have had the battery go out in the pin already, and I've only had this, 3 or 4 weeks. I got it in January. and it may just be because I was using it a lot, or it may be that the battery that came with it was a cheap battery. But that's one thing I'd recommend is keeping some extra. It's a quad A battery, but I'd recommend keeping some around. Of course, they say, I don't know. I guess there's some kind of connection in here, but they say to keep this cap on it to preserve battery life, which just seems odd. I've never heard of another pen having to do that, but I did run through the battery faster than any pen that I've between having a Surface, the Acer R7, that Dell. I've never run through a battery as fast as I did on this.
Interesting. GPS and a pretty high megapixel camera. That's a pretty impressive set of specs for that price range.
Yeah.
I mean, because I assume a lot of people are going to be like me, and they're going to buy some of these smaller tablets, and they're not going to be happy with, even 50% of the features. So that's just me. I have yet to have a small Windows tablet hit me like, wow, I'm so glad I bought this. This is my tablet. I can't believe it. But I'm very picky on mine. So, John, let's go HP Stream 8 versus HP Stream 7. Let's go.
Sure. I picked this up as soon as it was available. It is available from the Microsoft Store. There wasn't much bloat on this one, so I would just pick it up wherever you can. It's on sale for $149 from Amazon, and I have had a ton of these 8-inch tablets, especially the older gen, kind of around when the Dell came out. So this is my favorite so far, and I'll say the price played a little bit of a role in that. I paid $179, so it was under $200, but again, now for $149, I think it's a big steal. I think the screen is solid. It's your average 1280 by 800 screen. It does not have 10 points of multi-touch like the Toshiba Write that Rick was just talking about. It only has 5-finger multi-touch. I don't notice a difference. I just thought that would just point that out, because it sounds like the Toshiba just kind of upped everything a little bit. It has a better camera. It looks like it has a better screen. It adds a stylus support. The processor is a little bit different. It has the F version of that processor, where we have the G version of that processor. We only get 1 GB of RAM in this tablet, and people are like, "That's insane! Like, why would you even purchase that?" I've got to tell you, yeah. I don't know what they do to this Windows 8 with Bing. They first kind of said, "Oh, it's just we made Bing the default search engine." That clearly is not true, because if you go to install Windows 10, they call it a compressed OS. So there's more going on there than we're led to believe. But on the modern UI, very happy with the performance. I always think modern UI's apps have a little bit of lag when you first load them, that first launch, and I've seen that across the board, even on things like the Surface 2. But once the apps are loaded, I'm pretty happy. Unfortunately, it doesn't keep too many apps in memory, right? So like Facebook might continue to send a push notification, but if I've done too many things and I go back to Facebook, that app is going to have to reload. So that will make you feel that it's slow, but I know what it's doing. Once the app is loaded, like, I'm fine. I can navigate around and have a grand old time. It does feel a little weighty, but not too much. I am kind of a weight snob, so if it was too bad, I would definitely complain about it. You take the back cover off, and it's very scary when you do it, because there's tons of little pins, plastic pins there. But you take that off, and you have access to the micro SD card slot. I've gone up to 64, so I can vouch it can go that high. And this model does have a micro SIM card slot. It comes with a T-Mobile SIM, and they give you 200 megabytes a month for free forever. But of course, the first thing I didn't even play with that. I put in my AT&T SIM, and it just worked. Now on AT&T, it's only HSPA plus. It's not LTE, but I just love that. In fact, when I installed the SIM and you launch it for the first time, it says it's AT&T, and it offers you to download the AT&T app from the Windows Store, which I just thought was a cool feature. It's like, hey, I see an AT&T SIM in here. We have this app that helps you track your data usage and set up a mobile hotspot and things like that. So very happy to see that. Only one USB port. You can't charge and use tools at the same time. Rick probably meant to mention you can get an accessory that allows you to charge and use the port at the same time. the battery life is rated 6.5 hours. That they're lying. It's longer than that. I don't know why they got so conservative in that estimate. Now, I may not be using it nearly as much as Rick is using his, but if you're using this tablet at work, email, PDFs, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, mostly consuming content, a little bit of editing, some emailing, calendar, YouTube clips via Hyper, Twitter via Tweetium. I can go 2 days with this bad boy or longer without having to charge it. So I'm very happy with the battery life. If I'm not at home, I'm on 4G. If I'm at home, I'm on Wi-Fi. Does not have 5 gigahertz support, just 2.4. Thought I'd throw that out there. Only comes in black. Of course, it comes with the Office 365 subscription. All in all, I just think it's a great value, and the desktop experience is not that bad. In fact, I don't know what they do to Office to make it run well, but I got Outlook on here. I've got Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Again, I like to hold an 8-inch tablet in landscape and use my thumbs, and I will prefer the modern apps. But of course, a couple work documents you got to pull up in those Office apps. Mainly consumption, but maybe a quick edit. Someone wants you to fill out a timesheet or check a budget or something like that. You could easily do that on here. So very, very happy. I've kept it. I've been meaning to keep it. There are official cases. I did not get it. I got an Asus case from one of their tablets, the Vivo Note, because the tablet's about the same size, and the Asus tablet Asus case lets you keep it like in a slip case, and then you could take it out, and there's like a stand mode, and we could always throw a link in the show notes if people are interested in that. But all in all, very happy with the tablet. Sure, could use an extra RAM, chip in there. I don't see the need for 64 gigabytes of storage personally, because I just don't need it. The modern store apps that I use don't take a lot of content. And with the SD card slot, I set up Windows and my Plex app to use that for storage. So I'm pretty much good to go, using this tablet, and I've been using it at work for the last, 3 or 4 months. Has it been out?
I'm impressed you've kept it this long, John.
Yeah, it's a long
That's
time.
awesome.
Yeah, I've not tried Windows 10 yet. Just not quite ready to do that, but I'd be curious to on it when it's officially available.
So the HP Stream 7, it's pretty much just the little brother. If that's a second grader, this is the kindergartner, pretty much. I wouldn't say first grader. I think it's still a kindergartner. It has a 32 gig SSD hard drive. I don't know what you want to call those. So it's 32 gigs of internal storage. But the Toshiba Encore Mini, this is another like $79 tablet, only came with a 16. So I'm down to 3 gig free on this thing, whereas I've got about 10 something gig free on the 7.
Yeah, 16 is a little low. Even I gotta say
that's a little low.
That's a little low.
Yeah. Now the way that they've shaped this thing, I bought the Amazon Fire 6-inch. It was $99. Now don't even ask me what I was thinking, because I don't know what I was thinking, but I really, really disliked the Amazon Fire tablet. It was just, the UI was just horrendous. I hated it. I literally hated it. I just told Amazon, I was like, I don't like this thing. It's horrible. They took it back. But the weight and the edges, the details on the corners and the edges remind me of that Fire tablet. So if you've had a Fire tablet, you may know how the HP is going to feel. Now, other than that, holding the 7, I think it's a joy. This is a great tablet to hold and to maneuver and to type around on. Excuse me. I thought I was going to sneeze. It's like totally jumped up at me. And I don't have a sneeze button over here, so a cough button. But it also has 1 gig of RAM, John. So, but it's a 7-inch 1280 by 800. It's not the greatest screen in the world, but the colors are better than the screen on the Encore Mini. I can definitely tell you that. It's represented a lot better than that. Of course, it's an Intel Atom processor, and the specs say that it'll get 8 hours. So I mean, it'll easily get 8 hours. I don't know what their use case. I don't know how HP is using it to.
I feel like
gauge
HP lowballed these battery estimates.
I think they did.
I don't know if on mine they assumed you're on 4G all day, and that's why they said 6.5 hours. But I mean, I'm on 4G 8 hours a day, and it's always on, right? So Facebook updating, my SMS app. So yeah, it's odd that they got so conservative.
But see, now when I had the Stream 7, I found that a lot of times I wouldn't get 8 hours with it.
Guess it depends on your use case.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing I'd be interested in asking you guys, how you're using these, because, you know, like I love the Stream 7. I really like the size. I like the feel of it. You know, just like you said, it's a joy in the hand, but I really didn't have any use for it. It was one of those things that, you know, you see it, you know, we have a little Microsoft pop-up, and you see it and you want it. It's almost an impulse buy. And I could carry it, you know, and with me everywhere very easily. But in the end, I really didn't have a huge use for it because I couldn't write on it with a stylus or anything like that, unless I was going to use something capacitive, which I really didn't want to do.
Right.
But how are you guys using yours?
For me, it was at work to view a presentation deck, like in a meeting. So people always try to hand me papers, and I'm like, nope. I work for a IT department. I'm not accepting your paper document. Luckily, you emailed it, or it's on SharePoint. So I like to do that. Also, on the meeting, I feel that there's something different about playing on your phone in a meeting as opposed to using your tablet. Right. I don't know. Like, I just feel like everyone assumes that I'm on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, which I usually am when I'm on my phone. But on my tablet, a lot of times it's my work email, using the mail client. It's my calendar. I'll pull up Tweetium and do stuff like that, but I feel like I lean more towards work-type activities as opposed to fun activities. And, you know, an 8-inch screen, a little bit larger than a 6-inch, although it's not that big. Now, personally, I am transitioning away from tablets. I really like Ultrabooks and laptops, and they're getting more affordable and more powerful, and I really like a keyboard. And, you know, even things like the Surface Pro 3 are looking more appealing. So, and I have a different job than I did when I purchased this tablet. So things are changing for me a little bit. But I also like to use this on the couch. It's just a good tablet to. Sometimes my phone, I do get close to killing the battery. I might get down to 20-25% by the end of the day. So I feel like this is my device that I then move to when I throw my phone on the charger.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the use case. But I'll tell you one thing that I do like about it: the 7-inch versus the Toshiba Encore Mini is it's got a Windows button on it. Thank God. I could not live without the Windows button, and the Toshiba Encore Mini does not have that. And I think they were no, it doesn't have it.
Because like the right has it on the side, kind of like the Dell did.
Oh well, it's got the power button, but I mean that's literally, that's power.
I mean, like on mine, the power button is on the top, but there's a Windows button on the side.
Yeah, a lot of tablets that don't have a capacitive button have the button. However, there are some of the newer 8-inch tablets, Asus is one of them, and Acer, where they've gone away from the capacitive button and they don't even put a Windows button on the. They just expect you to swipe in from the right or from the bottom and use that. And actually, I kind of wish this didn't have the capacitive button because I've gotten really good at now knowing to swipe in from the right and hitting it. But I must say, out of all the capacitive buttons that I've had, this is one of the better ones. I'm never accidentally triggering it. So I don't know how HP knew to balance out the cost on these things, but I feel like they knew where to get the right components. And that's one of them.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best capacitive buttons, although it doesn't vibrate. I'm so used to Surface Pro 3, if I touch it, it gives me a little yeet, a little bit of zit. But
yeah, that's what my Acer does.
I love using this thing. Somebody asked in chat if it had Bluetooth, and does yours have Bluetooth, guys?
Yep, they all have them.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. Yours does too.
It's part of the chip.
The 7 has Bluetooth, so I was just making sure that.
because I paired it with a keyboard a couple of times.
Okay. Yeah, because that's important. So some guys are gonna try to pair it with a keyboard, plug it in, and put a USB hub on it and a keyboard on it, and that's the other thing that I have not tried to do is use one of those OTG tables, a cable, a fancy cable where you can plug power into it and also plug like a USB hub or at least a single USB accessory. And I got that to work on the Toshiba Encore Mini. Actually, in the Surface Geeks forums, if you search Toshiba Encore Mini, if you get into that section, you can find the exact cables and everything listed there, and even a picture. I put a big picture because it is quite the ordeal to get this to work. I have a big stack of stuff. I can see it over there, but I can't reach it. And I want to test that with the this HP to see if it works as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to, but I'm not 100% on that. I did want to say one more thing about the screen is I'm really impressed with the viewing angles. I have it down on the table right here, mm-hmm. and I'm podcasting, and it's laying flat, and I can read and see everything clearly. So there is some bleeding with the backlight. If you have a lot of black, you'll see some of the backlight shine through. But we've seen that with a lot of these IPS panels. Mm-hmm. But I do like that because, again, in a meeting, if I don't want to actually be holding it, I'll have it on the counter, and I can just quickly see that I got a new email come in, and I can read who it was from. So I guess my thing is for the money.
Yeah.
I am impressed. For $149, like obviously for the price of your tablet, you pointed out the highlights of the things that really impressed you, right? If it didn't have those things, you would not be impressed with the $400 price tag on it. Right. So I guess even though it doesn't have all those things, for the $149, $179 for Dave's $79 price tag, pretty impressive. Yeah. I mean, because I think you could compare that tablet to at least the Nexus 7 2012, maybe get close to the 2013.
Right.
Yeah, but both of those are really surprisingly quality for the price. HP did a really good job with those.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I think I would say, I mean, absolutely. If you need the pen, you need the digitizer, and you need the small form factor, the Toshiba Encore 2.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's where you go. I would skip the Dell because that's not a true digitizer on that. And if you hear that noise, I just snapped the back cover.
You know what I think yours is great for, Dave? If someone wants to try Windows 8, they haven't tried it yet, maybe they're still on Windows 7, maybe they're a Mac user, something, you know what I mean? Like they just want to see what this is all about. The modern apps are like.
I really think Windows 10 is going to rescue all of these devices, and I say that because they all support micro SD cards.
Yeah.
Windows 10 has a feature called Storage Sense, where you can automatically go in there and say, put all my documents and my music and my photos on the SD card. And it's supposed to get to the point where you can actually transfer apps to the micro SD card, much like you can, like an Android operating system. So I think once they get there, these tablets like the Toshiba Encore Mini, they'll change. They'll actually have disk space in which to run things.
Yeah.
So that's going to change things. What have we not hit? Well, I think recommendations. Yeah, if you've got a write on it, you buy the one that Rick has, the Toshiba Encore Write. If you need to go portable, if you got to go mobile, you get the 8-inch with the HP 8-inch for it's $149, and you're going to get that T-Mobile or AT&T ability, especially if, John, if you've got a tablet sim already.
Oh yeah.
It's a no-brainer because you can just jam. You can just throw it right into that. What do you want to be today? Windows tablet, Android tablet, iPad. Just take it with you. I don't have a choice. I have a Verizon tablet. I've got a tablet sim that I do take with me, but I think that's a no-brainer. And honestly, I would almost say step up to the 8-inch unless you really, 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 really need to put it in your pocket.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think for a lot of reasons, especially now at 149, it gets a lot closer to that. If you're really on a budget, and only going to use it where there's Wi-Fi for 100% for sure, or really want to fit in the pocket. I mean, you could slip this 8-inch in the pocket. It's just not going to be as nice as that 7-inch, but that's why I feel like the 8-inch is a nice all-around tablet.
Yeah, I agree.
And Dave, I think you've seen this. I mean, once you have LTE on your tablet, you're like, I don't need it. I got my hotspot, I got my phone, but it's just there. And even if you have AT&T or Verizon, it's sometimes nice to have a second carrier, because every now and then you're in near or an actual black hole for your carrier. Mm-hmm. And it's sometimes nice to have something else there.
Well, see, and I do that. I've got an iPad that's on T-Mobile, but our phones are on Verizon, and that's and of course you said you're running your Stream 8 on AT&T. Isn't that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, because I would wonder if like with my iPad that's on T-Mobile, if I've got just 1 gigabyte of data per month, and if I go over that, one thing I like about T-Mobile is they don't cut me off. I don't get the LTE, and actually sometimes I feel like I do, but I was wondering if they still do that with the 200 megabytes that are free. If you go past that, you still get at least Edge.
Yes, it never actually cuts off.
That's nice.
Just drops to a crawl.
And I guess you check your email once and you pretty much go over your limit, or?
I don't know. I mean, I have used the 200 megabyte SIM in there, and I've used it on my Chromebook too. And if you just hop on, check your email, and hop off, and your email isn't full of images and attachments. Now, luckily, the Windows Mail app kind of keeps all of that as an attachment that you got to click on to download anyway.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. I mean,
now
it's not every day. I'm
not arguing.
Right, you're about to hop on a bus or a train or something, and you just got to check it real quick. But again, you can pay. You can give them $10 a month for the gigabyte or whatever it is. I don't know the exact plans, but you can go all the way up to $50 a month and get 5 gigabytes or 6 gigabytes or.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I wouldn't argue with free, especially it's free. It's just free. I really like this little guy, this 7. I really wanted to like it more, but I feel that I will probably put it up for sale, as well as the Encore Mini up for sale in the coming weeks.
I just laugh at that Encore Mini. That screen resolution just was a major turnoff to me originally. So.
Yeah.
It's my one concern about getting the Encore 2 right. I had to read a review somewhere that said that it had a better screen than that Encore Mini, because that screen was so bad on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible, guys. It's just when
it's 1024 by 600, so it's like if you don't even have 768, you're not going to be able to view any website without.
But you put it up against a nicer screen,
right?
And then you can definitely see the difference. If you look at it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad.
To me, that's a kid's tablet.
If you put it in front of you and you're using it, it's not that bad at all. Let me do the show the more tiles on screen so you can see exactly. So it's not that bad. Really isn't that bad. But it's not as good as the Stream 7 and Stream 8 in the larger tablets. So see, I'm having trouble here, guys, because I keep trying to wedge one of these tablets into my life, and I just can't. I can't do it. I keep saying this is going to be my companion tablet. I'm going to have all these television apps, and I'm going to do all of my stuff, and I'm just going to lay it by the TV, and I can't do it.
What's the problem?
It's because of this.
You just want to keep moving back to that?
The Surface Pro 3, I can grab it. It's on in a matter of seconds. I can put it on my lap. I don't know who can't. And I can get on and get off if I need to. And it's got everything for me.
But you can't put it in your coat pocket.
Nope.
No, it is not portable. It is not portable in that fashion. You can throw it in your backpack.
Right.
Now, I have another problem that the Surface Geeksers are not going to like, but I purchased an Android tablet about 3 months ago, maybe. Used, cheap, $120 for the LG G-Pad 8.3. It's an 8-inch tablet, and it does everything I need it to do. Everything. And I'm addicted. I'm addicted to one game, and I have to have that game, and it's only on iOS, and it's only on Android. It's not on Windows. If it was on my HP Stream 7, things might be different.
You're still playing that?
I'm still playing it.
You're still playing that?
Which game?
It's Boom Beach.
Huh.
Boom Beach.
And I'm surprised it hasn't made it yet. I could see it coming soon. It's one of those that's popular enough that could cross.
It makes tons of money. It's the same people that make Clash of Clans and Boom Beach, so they make just a buttload of money.
One app I'd like to highlight is NPR One is now available on the Windows Store. If you're an NPR fan at all, that's iOS and Android apps have been out for a while. There's now an NPR One app. It's the kind of thing where it'll just automatically play things, and you can thumb them up or thumb them down, and it'll kind of get to know you. And then, of course, you could search things. So if you just want to listen to All Things Considered or other shows like that, you can. But it's a simple app, and it works, and it's free, and it's new, and I just thought I'd throw that out there. I always get excited when there's a new app that appeals to me. So
yeah. Well, the Android stuff just works for me. I'm not gonna rub that in, but
if you could have this interface, but those capabilities, would you still prefer that? I mean, do you like the Windows 8 for touch? Do you like the modern UI?
I can't go down the app thing, but it's definitely the apps.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to review some D-Link home automation gear right now, and they wrote an app for iOS and Android. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Go knock on their door? Say, I have this other tablet. Can you get busy? I mean, we've beat it over the head as much as we can, but all of my Synology stuff is appified. It's appified. I don't have to click around on a desktop. That's just the way it is. And until that changes, I'm not going to fight it. I can't. This was $120. It's got Verizon LTE on it, and today I rooted it.
Was that off contract?
Yeah, I got this used.
That's incredible.
Yeah, $120 on eBay. Got it used. Check the ESN. Did I buy it now? Done. It's older. It's like 2 years old, guys.
Just some feedback from the chat room I want to make clear. These are full Windows tablets. There was some confusion that they might be ARM, but we are running x86.
Yes, these are all full Windows tablets. The ones that we reviewed here tonight are all full Windows 8. They're not RT at all.
So I use my Cisco AnyConnect client, which is not available on RT. I use Windows RDP to remote into some servers at work. I use VLC to play back some movies that I store locally on an SD card when I'm traveling. So, yeah, it's all there.
I'm happy with my Surface Pro 3. My Core i3, cheapest one. It's got a 64 gig disk in it. I'm happy with it. So, if you're looking for HP Stream 7 or a Toshiba Encore Mini, I'll probably be selling them soon. I might keep the Stream 7. I don't know. There's a case on Amazon for $8. It just intrigues me that there's an $8 case.
You love cases.
Little guy. I do. I like slapping a case on it. And,
only reason I could say to save it is to play with Windows 10 on it, so you can really get a feel for like handheld Windows 10 as opposed to Surface.
Yeah.
You just have to put it out on a flash drive to install it.
Yeah, we'll have to do it with the ISO image. But see, I have a Surface
well, eventually
Pro
it'll
3,
be in the Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, handheld. I have a Core i5 SP3 with Windows 10 on it, and that drives me crazy every once in a while. But I guess, guys, if you have any more questions on these tablets or any of these little miniature tablets at all, the Surface Geeks forums is chock full of actually these two guys talking about their tablets. Rick's got a review on the Toshiba Encore 2 Write, W-R-I-T-E. He's got a review on that tablet. It's on the blog, surfacegeeks.net. Check that out. We'll be answering questions on the Stream 7, the Stream 8, Toshiba Encore Mini, Toshiba Encore 2 Write. The Dell Venue 8 Pro is pretty popular out there. And I think that's about it. I think we did a podcast. Hey, don't forget Clean Stylus, surfacegeeks.net/Clean Stylus. Head out there. Man, this is a simple, easy way to keep your pen attached to your Surface Pro 3. If you own a Surface Pro 3, you owe it to yourself to get the pen holder of choice by Surface Geeks everywhere. Clean Stylus. surfacegeeks.net/Clean Stylus. It'll take you straight there. It's $20. You got to buy it.
And Dave, please let me speak about our other show, the Agnostic Tech Podcast.
Please let me know about the Google Chrome podcast. I mean the.
Wow, we have settled in on a twice a month schedule, so every other week or so we're trying to do it. We're going to constantly be modifying the format of the show, so we're going to get we are able to keep things tight. Somehow we're always at about 45 to 50 minutes. We're going to start to let some of the talk move to other areas, maybe some pop culture, movies, television, but of course a clear focus on tech and all things tech. I'm currently using an Android phone, but a Windows tablet and a Windows laptop. My co-host Darren is using a Apple laptop and has a Windows and an iPad tablet along with an Android phone. We all have Windows phones, or I will. So we talk about everything. So it's probably an even split between Apple, Google, and Microsoft, with a big mix in there of services. And we're all really excited about the Microsoft story right now. We feel it's an interesting story, and I call it a story because it's kind of unfolding, right? Every few months or weeks, we hear more and more about this one Windows strategy. We hear rumors of trademarks of the brand Windows 365. Which reminded me of thoughts that you shared with us, Dave. So it's an interesting time to follow Microsoft and Windows and Office.
How do you like that? The Agnostic Tech Podcast. The best podcast logo in the business, right there. Agnostic Tech Podcast. Hey, what do you think about that Windows 365? Did I not nail that on the head? That's happening, my friends. That is so going to happen. I could see it written all over that January Windows 10 rollout, and nobody caught on.
So what do you think that's going to be, like a subscription service like Office 365 is?
I do, in some way, shape, or fashion. Subscription, or it's...
I think it's free for a certain amount of time, and then there's a subscription fee. It's minor, like minimal, and it probably eventually gets rolled in with like a premium version of Office 365 sort of thing.
It's going to be, what are you on? I'm on an Apple. What are you on? I'm on Microsoft. Right. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Your stuff just runs.
Yeah.
You're either Apple, you're Microsoft, you're Google. You're no longer, I'm Windows 95. Yeah, I'm still on XP. Well, I like Windows 7. No, you'll be Microsoft. I do feel deep in my heart that that's the last version of Windows that we'll ever see. That's where I differentiate from the other guys. They say, it's going to be like a Windows 365, something like that. I think it's the last like true version of Windows that'll be like big boxed, sold, actually called Windows. So we'll see. Time will tell. I should have wrote it down. I should have wrote it as a post. I can never go back now, but...
Well, we have your audio, Dave.
We have my audio. Yeah, we have the audio. All right, that's Surface Geeks 84 for John Waskowski, for Rick. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Have a good night.
Take care, guys. We'll see you out in the forums.
See you.
All right, YouTubers. Audio has been turned off.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry that my mic was giving you problems, but it may have been because I wasn't wearing headphones.
I didn't realize that too. I saw the comment. I was like, oh, that's what's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You look clean
It's
though.
it's a Yeti mic, and so I was hoping that I wouldn't need headphones too, but I should have just worn headphones.
Also, I think Google's been trying to
Sabotage
help you
us.
out bandwidth-wise. I think that your bandwidth is a little off.
Mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe someone's Netflixing in the house.
Shouldn't be. Of course, I've got the fastest speed that Time Warner offers, and I never ever get what it's supposed to be 50 megabits, and I never get 50 megabits. So.
How about upload? That's most important for Google Hangouts.
That's true, and who knows?
I capped at 10, yeah, 5 or 10, because I have Roadrunner Lightning, which is sort of related to Time Warner's, but I 50 down, but I'm stuck with 10 up, and I'm like, can I trade in some of my down for some more up?
Well, 10 up is good, John. I mean, that's
It's solid, but I would feel better with 20.
If it gets it. See, I'm only 5 up, and
like I would love to.
As John cuts out, how classic is that?
It's because he was talking about
Just pissed off Time Warner.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, packet drop, packet drop, packet drop, packet drop.
I like that clean stylus, by the way. Big, very, very cool. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, I hope everybody likes it.
Surface ears.
Yeah, I may have to get one just to see if it'll work with my Acer.
Yeah, please. You can get different colors. I got the black.
I see more and more Surface Pro 3s out in the world all day. We saw one today at 2J's at lunch, but I would love to buy a couple of those and carry them around every time I see one. Be like, here you.
Yeah.
Surface
Geeks. Surface Geeks.
Yeah. That should be your business card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stamped.
You could put your logo on it, and you'd be there all the time. Hey, what's that? That's a Surface Geeks pin holder right there. Don't leave home without it. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Well, I'm gonna publish this bad boy. I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm gonna hang that up.
Well, thanks for having me, Dave. It was fun. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for writing that up.
Yeah.
Great review.
If you think of anything else that you need a review of, I'd be glad to do it.
Everything. I'll take anything.
Okay.
If it plugs in or has batteries, write it. I'll put it somewhere. We'll find a way. All right, I'm going to go get some coffee. I'm going to unload the last cup of coffee.
I hope that's decaf. Dave.
Absolutely. I've got to the point where
11
it's
p.m. or 10 p.m. I guess your time. But
yeah. I might even do a little snack break weekly.
Oh, nice.
But it's really subdued lately. I'm on
a little bit of fruit
mode.
You look good, man. I love that shirt, by the way.
I think
I'm assuming that's a pink.
That is a pink. How did you know that?
I can just look at that quality.
Wow, look at that,
You
man.
really stepped it up. The guy that used to wear the Surface T-shirts, 3%. Now look at him.
I thought I had to kind of dress up for you guys.
Yeah. I'm in an undershirt. Agnostic Tech, no video.
Yeah, exactly. No, this
and
is,
install Hangouts again just for you.
This is one of my Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, looking good, Dave. You got the hairstyling, got a little gel in there.
Yeah, we rolled pretty good in Vegas. So I was like, hey, going to the pink store, get me some shirts.
Yeah.
These bad boys aren't cheap. You got a pink store there at Universal?
No, I never even saw that until you
didn't
posted
even think about you.
Old school mug right there. Nice.
Like my favorite mug ever.
Yeah.
Love that mug.
Are you still coming down?
You know what? No.
Taking a pass? All right.
No. We're going to go to the beach, but we booked something to go to Cozumel. We were trying to get south. It was like, okay, we're going to go we've already been to Cozumel, but okay, we're going to go to Cozumel, go to the beach, right? And at the same time, though, we booked a Mediterranean cruise. We're going to go to Rome, Italy. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Spain. And we're going to stay in Italy a couple of extra days and go to the Colosseum and take the high-speed rail and kind of cruise around the country. So that's going to be a boatload of cash. So that there went my Harry Potter vacation.
Soon, Dave. One of these days.
Yes.
And if you try to do it not in the middle of a spring break or big summertime,
we're never going to try to book it in the middle of spring break ever again. We'll get those off.
Yeah, let me know when you find an off show, and then I can help you there.
Yeah. You know, we were even going to stay in the fancy schmancy hotel and get the, what do you call the front of the line?
Oh
express?
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
But it doesn't work at the Harry Potter stuff.
No.
So.
But what you do, you just come in early and just hit that first, and then get that out of the way, and you're
run to it.
And you get early park admission, so you got to come to the park an hour before the regular guest.
Okay.
So you have an hour to walk around the Potter land. So worst case, 15-minute wait, and then you can walk around Potter alone with the other hotel guests.
Yeah. Okay, we will do that. We did that at Disneyland, where we got the hour. Disneyland, I'm talking California. We got the hour ahead of time, and we just beat feet straight for the Cars Land. They had the new Cars Land ride. It was really cool. So that's what we'll do. Because I gotta come see Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I need to get my Legos back out. I used to have my Hogwarts.
Hey, what's the Microsoft 20 thing? That's pretty cool. Is that book? Is that what that is?
That's Mary Jo Foley's book.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully she listens to the podcast.
Yeah, that looks great.
So it's
Is that new?
No.
No.
No. This is let's see. This is 2008.
She might need to update that. We might need a 3.0 version of that.
Yeah, I was hoping to get her to sign it someday, but check it out. I got it at Fry's. Look at the price tag on that bad.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let her see that.
I don't want her to see
Get a cut of that.
I don't want her to see that. It was clearance. She should not feel bad. Scoble has a quote on the back. Ed Bott has a quote on the back. It's good. It's a good book. And then there's Ubi. Oh, did you see, John? Look at there, right there.
Yep. Oh, I saw it. I didn't want to comment on it earlier, but that's the original.
My original
iPhone.
It's my 8 gig.
Oh, you got the 8 gig. I saw you as a 4 gig guy. Good for you, sir. Use that $100 wisely. $100 for 4 extra gigabytes of storage. But boy, was that 4 gigabyte model useless once the App Store came in.
That's true. We stood in line for the first one.
I did so. 12 hours.
AT&T store. I didn't stand 12 hours, more like 2 hours. But we were like fourth in line, and we got the last 2 8 gigabytes, and the guy behind us was so mad because the only choice he had was the 4. And I think he didn't even get it.
No, I was gonna say you can't not get one at that point. I got there at 3 a.m. I think it went on sale like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. But I got there at 3 a.m. A buddy came about 9 or 10 a.m. took over for me. I went home and took a nap. Came back out about 4 o'clock or so.
Well,
the shift a little
we
bit.
live right outside of Louisville, but instead of going to Louisville to a store, I went to the next town over, which is Shelbyville.
Good call.
And that's where, because there was an AT&T store, but I knew no one would be there. And like I said, we got there a couple hours earlier and fourth in line.
Yeah, I debated it, but we really wanted to do the Apple Store, so I was a hardcore Apple fanboy at the time. So from iPhone 1 to iPhone 5, I was all iPhone, all iPad. And then I got bored with that.
That's painful.
Got bored with that home screen. But you have a pretty nice device there, sir. iPhone 6 Plus, huh?
Yeah, and that was one that I ordered and had it sent to the store, and so
there you go.
the day of I got to bypass the line and go straight in and get my reserved phone.
Yeah, nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, see, I don't miss it at all. I really don't. I couldn't be happier with my phone.
Same here, Dave. I'm in the same position, Dave.
I dropped this G3 on its face from about 4 feet.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Yesterday.
In front of a urinal in a men's restroom.
Oh.
Mine fell. Yep.
And this case has these little edges.
Just enough.
Barely enough. It hit so flat and so hard, the case ripped off, and it ripped the plastic back off of the G3. Now, it's removable.
Mm-hmm. It's meant to do that, yeah.
But it's not easily removable.
No.
I mean, I was scared. I was like, oh my God, this screen.
So that's what amazes me, because I've dropped this a few times. I dropped my OnePlus One, other phones, right? This one, that fall in front of the urinal scared me, because it went down hard. Like, it made a giant noise, and I looked in it, and it's face down on the glass. I said, oh, there's no way that thing's not busted. But then I see all these people with their iPhones with cracked screens all the time.
Yeah.
And not just iPhones. My brother had a Motorola G, another well-made phone, and so I don't know what these people are doing with these cracked screens.
Yeah, I got Apple Care when I bought it.
Yeah.
Because a 4 or 4S, though. It's going to break.
A 4 or 4S, but I feel that these newer phones can take a couple drops. That you really need to almost throw that thing. For it to shatter.
When it hits flat, that's when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I just knew my screen was broken.
And I do have a case. It's a very thin case.
I do have insurance too, but.
Oh, I almost got it. I almost got the accidental protection for $129, and I was like, well. If I talk to David, say, John, you're not going to have that phone long enough to need that accidental insurance.
I do it because
I don't know what someone's going to come out with anytime soon that's going to.
Yeah. I do it just because if I root it and I brick it, then I'm just gonna throw it on the ground as hard as I can and destroy it and take it back to Verizon.
Did you notice that the Microsoft Complete on the Stream 7 was only $29?
I did not.
No, I did not.
Yeah, they have a special Complete for tablets that are under $99. And so when I got mine, I wanted to get a case, and they said, well, we've got this special going for I think it was like $29. You got the case, you got Microsoft Complete, and you got screen protector, which I never used. And so I think I walked, at the time the Stream 7 was $99, so I think I walked out for about $130 with all of that.
If it was a very nice case, I would consider it.
I would do it just for that protection plan. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to like it. I want to love it. I may keep it just because it was just damn cheap. I don't know where my my store credit is, though. That's what I want. I want my
Dave, I've never got it to work.
Credit.
I had an envelope, a little pamphlet inside, and you have to go to a link from the tablet, so you can't just give it to a friend. It's got to be from an HP stream. But anyway, but even if you did, Dave, it doesn't work.
That's a Skype credit. It was on my receipt.
Oh, the Skype's there.
Email. Yeah. But
forget that Windows Store credit. It's not going to work, Dave.
I don't want that.
Get over it.
All right, I'm going to shut off the stream. YouTubers, that was a little after show. I hope you enjoyed it. We didn't bore you to tears.
Late night with Surface Geeks.
We are truly agnostic. John is really agnostic.
Super agnostic.
I am super kind of agnostic. I even have an iPad mini that is going to be my full-time camera rig. I have a camera rig, and it's just going to stay in it now.
It's a glorified viewfinder, Dave. That's what we're calling it.
It is. I like it though, because I can when I'm doing an unbox, I can see that iPad mini screen and I can see what's in frame, right? I don't need a cameraman.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So I've got this nice little tablet sandwich. Oh, that's heavy.
That's the weight right there, yeah.
Jesus.
Right, 3.5 pounds.
Ugh. So I'm gonna go check my beach. Boom Beach.
Well, you know how many times I have to see that ad because I play the Angry Birds Transformers and there's no way to remove the ads? Boom Beach ad is
Johnson, attack that boom cannon.
Yeah. Great fighting, Johnson.
Nice attacking, Johnson. It's actually a fun little game. I enjoy it.
Try rephrasing your request.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Back to sleep, Ubi. Okay. Bye, YouTubers.
See ya.